Ah, you know that sneaky little earworm that creeps in when you're least expecting it, whispering sweet nothings about shattered trusts and crumbling facades?
Yeah, Bad Liar by Imagine Dragons slithers into your playlist like a guilty conscience at a family reunion.
It's got that brooding pulse, those lyrics that hit like a therapy session gone wrong. And yet here we are, years later, still blasting it in the car, while pretending we're not thinking about our own dodgy deceptions. But oh, the buried bones behind this track, whispers of real-life heartbreaks, reconciliations timed like a bad rom-com, and enough emotional wreckage to fuel a dragon's fire. Stick around because we're about to unearth the wild, wacky saga that turned a personal meltdown into a global anthem. Let's rewind to the ignition point, shall we? Picture Dan Reynolds, the frontman with the voice that could shatter glass or mend souls, depending on the day. Back in early 2018, his world was imploding. He'd just announced his separation from Aya Volkman, his wife and musical muse, after 7 years and 4 kids. Ouch! But instead of drowning in whiskey or rage tweeting, they did what any creatively tortured pair would. They wrote a song together. Bad Liar wasn't born in some glossy studio session with champagne toasts. It was hammered out in the raw aftermath of their split, like couples therapy with a beat drop. Dan later spilled that it was all about the lies we tell to keep the peace, those little fibs that snowball into avalanches. And get this, Aja didn't just inspire it, she co-wrote the damn thing. Her voice even haunts the backing vocals, adding this eerie layer of authenticity. It's like they were exorcising demons through synths and drums. Now, unpack that opening line. Oh, hush, my dear, it's been a difficult year. Sounds soothing, right? Wrong. It's Dan's way of admitting he's been papering over cracks in their paradise. The terrors don't prey on innocent victims bit? That's straight from the playbook of denial, reassuring someone while the world's burning down around you. Dan's confessed it's drawn from his own battles with depression and anxiety, those inner monsters that make honesty feel like a luxury. And trust me, darling, classic deflection, the kind of phrase you'd mutter while hiding the receipt for that impulse buy, or in this case, the emotional baggage. What if, in an alternate universe, dragons were real, and Dan was confessing to hoarding gold instead of feelings? Hush, my dear, the cave's full of skeletons. Trust me, they're just props. But no, this is grounded in gritty reality, with roots in Dan's Mormon upbringing where vulnerability wasn't exactly encouraged. He once joked in an interview that growing up, emotions were like Vegas secrets. What happens in the heart stays in the heart. Until it explodes into a hit single, apparently. But here's a cheeky tangent. Imagine if Bad Liar was about actual lying dragons. You know, scaly beasts fibbing about their fire-breathing diets. Oh, hush, my dear. I didn't roast the village. It was a barbecue gone wrong. Absurd. Sure, but it fits the band's name, doesn't it? Imagine Dragons, literally conjuring mythical mayhem while dropping truth bombs about human frailty. Back to earth, though. The composition involved the whole crew. Wayne Sermon on guitar, Ben McKee on bass, Daniel Platzman on drums, all channeling that post-separation vibe. They hooked up with producer Jørgen Odegaard, this Norwegian wizard who'd remixed their stuff before. Jørgen layered in those haunting electronics, turning raw pain into something radio-ready. Fun fact, Odegaard also produced Hailey Steinfeld's Back to Life, so he's got a knack for resurrection themes. Coincidence or cosmic wink at Dan and Aja's eventual makeup? Shifting gears to the album saga, Origins, the fourth studio beast from Imagine Dragons, dropped like a mic in November 2018. But this wasn't your standard follow-up. It was billed as a sister album to their 2017 smash Evolve. Think of it as the edgier sibling who shows up unannounced with tattoos and tales of woe. After Evolve toured them ragged, racking up Grammys and billions of streams, the band could have coasted. Instead, they cranked out Origins in a frenzy, blending rock, pop, and electronic edges with no rules. Dan called it seeking new ground but appreciating your roots, which sounds profound until you realize it's basically don't forget where you came from while chasing shiny new sounds. Bad Liar slotted in as track 5, sandwiched between Cool Out and West Coast, like the emotional gut punch in a feast of anthems. The launch? Pure drama. Origins leaked bits online days before release, cover art, merch teases, sending fans into a frenzy. Then, on November 6, 2018, Bad Liar hits as the 4th single right alongside Dan and Aja's Bombshell. They're back together. Timing so perfect it reeks of Hollywood scripting. Were they bad liars about the split all along? Nah, but it fueled speculation. The album rollout included trailers, cryptic posts, and that signature dragon flair for spectacle. Critics were mixed. Some hailed it as eclectic brilliance. Others griped it was playlist fodder for every mood. Newsday loved the start of something bigger, while AllMusic sniped it felt vaguely connected. But fans? They devoured it, pushing Origins to multi-platinum status. And here's a quirky nugget. The Bad Liar cover art. That skinless giant looking vulnerable as hell. Turns out it's eerily similar to Norwegian band Marital's Blood Music artwork from February 2018, just recolored. Plagiarism or parallel thinking? Marital pointed it out politely. No lawsuits flew, but imagine the awkward band emails. Hey Dragons, fancy a repaint? As for launch drama, picture this. The band was still reeling from a grueling tour, Dan battling health issues like ankylosing spondylitis. That inflammatory beast that makes moving feel like wading through molasses. He poured that pain into lyrics, turning personal hell into universal hooks. What if Dan's spine was the real Bad Liar, pretending to cooperate while plotting mutiny? Trust me, darling, this tour won't break me. Oh wait. Satirical swipe. In a world where rock stars whine about jet lag, Dan's out here conquering chronic illness like a superhero with a side hustle in vulnerability. The album dropped amid midterms and global chaos, but Bad Liar cut through like a confession booth in a casino. And the stripped version in May 2019. Acoustic rawness that amplified the heartbreak, proving sometimes less production means more punch. Now the ascent to legend, Bad Liar, didn't just chart, it conquered. Topped the pops in Czech Republic and Latvia, cracked top 10 in Belgium, Finland, Slovakia, Switzerland. Sneaked into top 20s across Australia, Austria, Germany, Italy, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Singapore, Sweden. Even hit number 56 on Billboard Hot 100. Not radioactive levels, but respectable for a confessional banger. The music video. Directed by Ryan Reichenfeld, set in a high school nightmare. Dan's difficult year unfolds with levitating dancers, possessed teens, and enough surrealism to make Dali nod approvingly. It's like Stranger Things meets marriage counseling, with a girl floating mid-air symbolizing emotional detachment. Fans dissected it on Reddit. It's about letting go when lies fail. Spot on. Live performances? Electric. During the Origins tour, Bad Liar became a cathartic scream-along, with crowds belting, "I'm a bad liar," like group therapy. Dan's stage banter often teased the personal stakes, turning arenas into intimate confessionals. But here's where it gets wacky, the ripple effects. Bad Liar inspired a wave of covers, from bedroom YouTubers to pros like Boyce Avenue. One obscure tribute? A fan animation where dragons literally lie badly, fumbling hordes and fire lies. Absurd but viral. Culturally, it soundtracked everything from TikTok breakup montages to wrestling entrances. Remember that WWE spot? And the phrase "bad liar" seeped into memes, like politicians dodging questions. Trust me, darling, no collusion. What if Imagine Dragons pivoted to political satire? Bad Liar, the Washington remix. Dan's openness sparked conversations on mental health. Ripple? Fans shared stories of their own difficult years, turning a track into a lifeline. Enduring impact? Bad Liar endures because it's brutally honest in a world of filters. Years on, it's still racking streams, over 1 billion combined with album mates. Quirky aftermath. Dan and Age's rollercoaster continued. They split for good in 2022, making the song prophetic.
Oh!
But legacy-wise, it cemented Imagine Dragons as emotion alchemists, turning pain into platinum. Obscure tidbit. Dan first met Aja opening for her band Nico Vega in 2010, sparking Egyptian, their duo with that self-titled EP. Bad Liar echoes that collab spirit, a full-circle wackiness. Satirical aside, if bands were therapy, Imagine Dragons would charge by the anthem with Bad Liar as the premium session. Step into my office, trust me, darling. And that's the wild ride of Bad Liar, from heartbreak scribbles to chart-slaying confessional. If this tale of dragons, deceptions, and dramatic reconciliations tickled your funny bone or tugged your heartstrings, smash that like button like it's a lying ex's ego. Subscribe to the Rock Lore Vault for more unfiltered dives into rock's underbelly. We've got vaults full of these gems. Comment below. What's your biggest Bad Liar moment? Until next time, keep those secrets buried or turn them into hits.